Hello everyone, and welcome to the Realist TV show podcast. This is the perfect place for your daily inspiration because we focus on the goodness in your lives. We tell you what really matters, and that's what matters. I'm your host, Bhavani Toma. Welcome. Episode 3, ladies and gentlemen. The power of your words. Now, before I start this episode, I just want to say thank you very much to all the people that have given me great feedback from episode 1 and episode 2. I really appreciate your support, and it's just really encouraging to know that some of the stuff that I'm expressing is really helping some of the listeners. So if I can help a few people in their daily lives with a few of my principles and they can apply them and benefit from them, then I'm extremely grateful towards that. So once again, thank you. Now, what I want to talk about in episode 3 is the power of your words. Now, again, this is something that is not taught in school, but our words that we use are very, very powerful because our words are attached with intention. And within intention, there is feelings and emotion applied to these words. Now, what I want to share with you is a very, very interesting article, which was an experiment that I studied a few weeks ago. And in this experiment, we have a very, very famous Japanese scientist called Dr. Emote. Now, apologies to Dr. Emote if I'm not pronouncing his name correctly, but this experiment was fascinating. And it clearly demonstrates and proves that the power of your words, the power of an intention is real. Now, what Dr. Emote used to do was he would travel around the world and he would examine various types of water. He had a passion about studying various types of waters from various parts of the world. And what he did is he went to the Himalayas and he collected the purest water that he could find. He would go to many, many places around the world and collect the purest water from all the great places in the world. And through his experimentation, what he concluded was that it was the crystalline form of the water, the actual crystals in the water, that determined the nature and the purity of the water. So what he did is he had 6 clear bottles made from glass, and he went to the Himalayas and he collected this water and he put them in 6 separate bottles. And what he did is he took every single bottle and he labeled each bottle with a different word. So for example, the first bottle he wrote down happiness, and while he was holding the bottle, he imagined something that he was extremely happy about, something that brought him intense happiness. The next bottle, he wrote down gratitude, and he thought of something that he was extremely grateful for, and he really felt it in that moment. The third bottle, he wrote down hate, and he imagined someone that he used to hate or he had hatred towards. On the fourth bottle, he wrote down jealousy, and he imagined him being jealous of somebody in his previous experiences. On the fifth bottle, he wrote down laughter, so he remembered something that was extremely funny. And on the sixth bottle, I think he wrote down forgiveness. So he remembered forgiving someone, somebody perhaps in his family or one of his friends, or not too sure. But he wrote down forgiveness and he experienced forgiving someone. Now, after leaving the bottles for a very short period of time, what happened after this was absolutely fascinating. For the bottles of water that had positive intention, so happiness, gratitude, and laughter, when he examined the crystalline structure of these waters, he realized that the ones that had positive intention had a perfect frozen crystalline structure that was symmetrical and perfectly built. It looks like a diamond, beautifully formed crystals. And for the ones that were negative, so for the bottles that had a negative word and a negative intention applied to it, such as hate and jealousy, these bottles, the crystals did not even form properly. They were fragmented, destroyed. They had no structure to them, and they looked very, very ugly. It looked like mud. And if you look at a comparison to these crystals, it is like a difference between night and day. The positive ones had a beautiful crystal. Now, for every positive bottle, the crystals were very different. So the crystalline structure for gratitude was a perfect crystal, but it was a different shape compared to the perfect crystal of happiness. Yet they were symmetrical and absolutely magnificent. Now, this is really interesting because what this shows is by simple intention, by simple words and intention and feeling, this Japanese scientist concluded that you are able to change the crystalline structure, the purity, the vibration of water just by your intention and just by your words. Isn't that fascinating? I found this article so interesting, and then I went to YouTube and I found there are many videos showing this experiment, and I just said to myself, wow, this is amazing. And what I concluded from this is that, wait a minute, us as a human species, a fully grown adult is made up of 60% of water. So 60% of our bodies has water inside it. So if we think about the words we use on a daily basis, I'm sick of my life, I'm sick of my job, I hate that guy, I'm so stupid, I feel sick today, I can't do it, I don't like him, forget about him, forget about her, who cares? These words are really, really, really fucking our bodies up. Excuse my French. Because what is happening is we are actually completely changing the vibration, the crystal structures in our body. So just by applying simple attention to 6 bottles of water, imagine the damage that we're doing to our bodies by saying these words every single day. So what I have tried to do myself is I've tried to become more conscious of the words that I use on a daily basis. You know, I try not to say things like, I can't afford this, or I feel sick. I try to change these words and structure them in a way that sounds more positive, that is not going to cause damage. So I strongly encourage my viewers and listeners to do exactly the same thing. Be cautious and be conscious of the words you use on a daily basis. Try not to say words that could damage and change the vibration of your body, because at the end of the day, when your body is in the right vibration and you're feeling good inside, you're going to attract things by the natural laws of the universe that resonate with the vibration that you're portraying. And that is one thing that I've tried to do myself, and I'd love for you guys to take part in this as well, and love to hear your feedback and your results. Please have a look at this experiment. I've only gone through it very briefly, but it goes into a lot more detail if you go on YouTube and check this out. I'm sure you'll find it as fascinating as I did. So be conscious of your words, ladies and gentlemen. Don't say things like, I hate myself, I don't like myself. Don't be jealous of people. Learn to forgive, learn to be happy, learn to be grateful. At least that's what I've been trying, and this experiment, I think, in my opinion, is a great example of how we can do a lot of damage to ourselves without even knowing. And, you know, there's nothing worse than you stabbing yourself and not knowing that you're getting stabbed. So let's be conscious, and I really encourage to all of us to try and just be a little bit conscious of the words we're saying. And as soon as we do say something that is not great, that is going to cause some damage to us, let's change that and let's say something positive. That concludes episode 3, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back very shortly with some more cool information and inspiration and motivation for all of you. From the Realist TV show, it's goodbye for now. Take care and ciao.